falsely accused Joseph's life in prison. Joseph, a young man with a remarkable gift for interpreting dreams, found himself in a dire situation. Sold into slavery by his jealous brothers, he ended up in Egypt, far from his home and family. Despite his loyalty and hard work in his master's household, he was falsely accused of a crime he did not commit. He was thrown into prison, a place of darkness and despair, where hope seemed distant. But even in prison, God was with him, providing him with strength and comfort. One day, two of Pharaoh's officials, the chief butler and the chief baker, angered the Pharaoh with their actions. As a result, they were thrown into the same prison as Joseph, sharing his fate. Both men had vivid dreams, which troubled them deeply and left them in a state of confusion. They didn't understand their meaning and were desperate for answers. Joseph, noticing their distress and concern, asked about their worries and offered to help. The butler and baker shared their dreams with him, hoping for some insight. They hoped for some kind of understanding, some glimmer of hope in their dark and uncertain situation. A dreams in the darkness, hope for the butler and baker. Joseph listened intently to their dreams, understanding the weight of their words. He knew that God had given him the ability to interpret dreams, a gift he cherished deeply. He saw it as his purpose, even in the confines of the prison walls. The butler's dream, with its vivid imagery of vines and grapes, signified restoration and hope. Joseph told him he would be released and return to his position, serving the Pharaoh once more. The baker's dream, with birds eating from his basket, foretold a grim and tragic fate. Joseph told him he would be executed. Joseph's interpretations, though difficult to hear, proved true. The butler was restored to his position, just as Joseph had predicted. Yet in his newfound freedom and joy, the butler forgot about Joseph and his kindness. He didn't remember to mention him to Pharaoh as Joseph had requested, leaving Joseph's plea unheard. Joseph remained forgotten in prison, his hope dimmed but not extinguished. Pharaoh's troubled sleep. A nation's fate hangs in the balance. 2 years passed. Pharaoh, the powerful ruler of Egypt, was plagued by disturbing dreams. He saw 7 healthy cows devoured by 7 sickly cows. He saw 7 healthy ears of grain scorched by the east wind. No one in his court could interpret these strange dreams. The butler, remembering Joseph, finally spoke up. He told Pharaoh about the young man in prison who had correctly interpreted his dream. Pharaoh summoned Joseph. From prisoner to prince, Joseph's rise to power. Joseph stood before Pharaoh. He listened to the dreams and received God's interpretation. He told Pharaoh that the 7 healthy cows and ears of grain represented 7 years of plenty in Egypt. The 7 sickly cows and scorched ears represented 7 years of famine that would follow. Joseph's wisdom impressed Pharaoh. He recognized Joseph's God-given ability. He appointed Joseph as his second in command. Joseph, once a prisoner, was now the most powerful man in Egypt after Pharaoh. Joseph, with his God-given wisdom, took charge. He organized the storage of grain during the years of plenty. When the famine struck, Egypt was prepared. Joseph's leadership saved Egypt and the surrounding nations from starvation. A family reunited, a destiny fulfilled, God's providence revealed. This is a story of hope, redemption, and the unwavering faithfulness of God. The famine reached Canaan, where Joseph's brothers and his father Jacob lived. The land was barren, and their hearts were heavy with despair. They came to Egypt seeking food, driven by necessity and the hope of survival. They didn't recognize their brother, whom they had betrayed years ago. Joseph, however, recognized them. His heart was filled with a mix of emotions. He forgave them and reunited with his family. The tears shed were of joy and reconciliation. Joseph's journey from slavery to prison to power is a testament to God's faithfulness. His life was a series of trials and triumphs. It shows his hand in every twist and turn, guiding and shaping the destiny of his people. Joseph's ability to interpret dreams was not just a gift, it was a tool God used to save nations and reunite a family. His wisdom was a beacon in dark times. Joseph's story reminds us that even in the darkest of times, God has a plan. His faith never wavered, even when the path was unclear. He is working all things together for good, even when we can't see it. His divine plan is always in motion. His love and providence never fail. They are the constants in an ever-changing world, guiding us through every storm.